about to go have lunch with one of the very best gold traders and investors with massive connections around the world. See what he has to say. I'm very bullish. See what he says. So this was probably one of the very most interesting conversations I've had with any trader or investor for the past 12 months or so. The guy I just had lunch with, whose name of course I can't disclose, he manages money for some very wealthy and international folks in the mining business, particularly in gold. Some of his clients are gold miners, some of them run jewelry companies. And so he gave me a lot of feedback in terms of their bullishness on gold for the first time in quite some time now. And also we talked about this whole dynamics of gold seeing inflows as an alternative to cash with some of the negative interest rates that we're seeing around the world. So that's a little bit of a backdrop. Now let's look at the charts and see what else we can detect in terms of gold right now. So let's look at the charts here of GLD. We'll keep it very simple. We're going to look at the GLD as well as the GDX, which is the gold mining ETF. So first starting off with the GLD, so gold ETF, and you can see that this very strong rally off of those 2015 December lows has now brought the GLD back into this line of resistance which existed since about September 2012. If you want to take an even bigger picture perspective on this, we could even draw sort of a parallel line to all of this, which would look something like this, and you can see that we essentially have had one big massive downtrending channel, which may have been some sort of consolidation for the longer term rally in gold. If we break to the upside of this on a sustainable basis, at least a weekly, if not a monthly close above there, I would think that we could see more money come off the sidelines and move into gold. So that's the big picture. Now let's look at all this a little bit closer and look at it from a daily chart perspective. And what you can see here is that we essentially have been trending higher quite nicely. We can draw some very simple lines here, and you'll see that depending on how you draw the lines, we're essentially been working higher in a fairly orderly channel. However, very much like what I showed you on the bigger picture chart, the GLD or gold has been consolidating for the better part of the past, let's call it month and a half to 2 months or so. And so from that perspective, to me, we're now at the lower end of this range of the uptrending channel for 2016. So from my perspective, this is not something you want to chase higher here just now. You want to wait for a bullish reversal to take place. You want to see for some sort of buying action, buying price action to come in and actually confirm to us that we're going to end up holding this low down here. So far, we don't have it. We've seen it every time, or both times, I should say, when we pulled back to this line once in May, and then once again here in June. We saw big bullish reversals to the upside. We have not yet seen that in the GLD. So I want to be clear, I don't think gold is a blind buy here. I prefer to wait for some sort of bullish reversal. Now, let's go over to the GDX, which is gold miners. This has an even better defined support channel, or a trending channel, I should say, purely technically speaking. And again, let's draw some very basic lines, and you can see here we are now breaking below that support line, but the trend in essence remains intact. We're just seeing a bit of a sharper move back. We're at the 100-day moving average, that's this blue line. So again, here too, the gold miners, I don't think they're a buy here blindly. I want to wait for some sort of bullish reversals like we've seen several times already this year, and that's the kind of stuff that the gold miners tend to give you. They're wonderful trading vehicles, particularly as GDX, but you have to wait for buying or selling confirmation if you want to be short. So in my eye, gold and gold miners, as well as silver, I should say, very much remain in an intermediate term bull trend, but I would rather wait for a bullish reversal to take place here with the GDX, some sort of daily, hopefully weekly close back above at least 29 or so at this point would get me long. This is a structural trade. It's not an immediate term day trade or even a swing trade for right now. The structural imbalances that we're seeing in the interest rates world, as well as from the economic growth perspective, are getting a lot more people back interested in gold and gold miners, and that has been evident so far this year, and I do think this trend will continue to the upside. So I hope this makes sense, guys. I hope this was some good perspective, and I'll see you guys next time.